Okay, guys, so this is Cruz, and this is going to be going how to set up the sewing machine. Now, I'm not going to have the presser foot or anything plugged in yet, but this back here is where you plug your presser foot in, and this is the on and off to the actual machine. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this out here now so you guys know, only because I always put my needle down at the lowest point and the presser foot down when I store the sewing machine. But you're not here on the sewing machine. You always, anytime you want to do anything with it, you always turn it towards yourself. Because if you turn it the other way, away from yourself, after so many times, eventually it'll start making your sewing machine mess up. Now, I've seen some people move this just a little bit. Now, if you have your own sewing machine, that's up to you. I don't know if moving it just a little bit will mess it up. I won't be doing that, because sewing machines are expensive, even though I got this one on sale. But I'm not going to mess up my machine because somebody else is doing something, because just because it works for somebody else doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. So I just want to put that out there now. Okay, so as far as setting the machine up goes, it's pretty simple. So you'll have a storage thing here, and you have a cap like this that'll hold your thread on. And that's usually all you need, is this cap and your thread. Now, I am going to go over something real quick, and that is how you will thread your bobbins. I already have bobbins threaded, so I won't actually do this, but it's pretty simple, because I got 2 bobbins already right now. I don't need a third. Now, I've seen somebody do this where they've had it up here where the thread goes and threaded their bobbin. I don't know if I don't know how well that works. That is not the proper way that I was showing how to do it, so I will do it the way that I know how to do it. That is the proper way, and I will show you guys that. So we're going to lift you up here. Okay, so your sewing machine will come with everything you need, but you're going to need this, which this is going to stick right in here on your sewing machine, just like that, right? And then your thread, you always want it to go you want it this way, so it pulls like that. That is going to go on there, like that. Now, my thread thing is pretty tall, but this cap usually goes on top of this to hold the thread on. But since my thread is pretty tall, I'm not going to worry about that cap. Now, here's what you're going to do. Is on this end of your sewing machine, where this metal thing is, you're going to take your bobbin. This is your bobbin. These ones for my specific sewing machine are plastic. Some sewing machines do have metal ones. And that is going to go right on top of here. And it's going to click down. Just like that. But something I do want to show you, though, is you see how those little bobbins have a hole in them? So what you're going to do with that bobbin is you're going to put your thread through that. So you're going to put your thread through that. When you do your bobbin, your thread's going to go from the inside up through the hole, and you're going to hold that thread. And then once you start and you get a couple wraps around your bobbin, then you can let that go and just let it turn. But pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to slide this bobbin on top of that, on top of your metal pin. Then you're going to slide it to the left, so it's up against this wheel, because that wheel is what will turn your bobbin. Or no. This whole thing, this wheel is what's going to push your bobbin back out once it's full. So, because that's what this wheel is once your bobbin rolls up, and once it gets to a certain point, it'll push on this and click it back out. And then that's how you'll know that your bobbin is done being threaded. So you would push this against here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your thread, and this little pin right there, you're going to go around this, right? You're going to go around here, and then you're going to go around this, right? You're going to go all the way over here to your bobbin. Now this can be easier to push your bobbin out and pull it out and stick your thread through the hole. Oh, speaking of which, there's fake holes on here. So one side is made to look like holes and it's not. One side actually has your hole. You got one on the bottom, one on the top. I'll just stick it through the top one. You're going to pull that through a little bit. Now what you'll do is when you press your presser foot, now you want to try to keep your thread tight. And it's hard, but that's basically what you do. You go here, around there, and then you're going to go this way, around that, to your bobbin. Or you want to go here, you're going to go this way, go around it to the bobbin, and then go into your bobbin, right? And then once you hit your presser foot, your bobbin will spin. It'll fill your bobbin up. And then once it fills your bobbin up, your bobbin will look like this. Now this isn't a full bobbin because I've been using this, but just like that. Now my specific sewing machine gave me 4 bobbins altogether. Now I don't see necessarily, I don't need right now more than one, maybe 2 bobbins with the same thread color. But as you go on, and as you get different threads, you can even purchase more bobbins, and you could have, say, you could have 2 bobbins with the same color thread on them. That way, if you're in the middle of a project or whatever, say your bobbin runs out of thread, then you can just move your project out of your way or whatever, or you can do what you need to do, switch your bobbin. Now, I will say probably keep an eye on your bobbins, because the last thing you want to do is run out of thread in the middle of a project, and your bobbin runs out, and then you have to restart over. So now that we went through that, now we're going to go over on how to actually thread your sewing machine. So you don't need that anymore. Alright. So we're going to start with the top view because of that. Now this can lean up and down. You could even do that. You could even lift this up and do that to get for it to go up more. I don't feel a need to really have to do that with my sewing machine because, as you can see, it's got just enough to go on there. And then you're going to take your cap and you're going to stick this right on there like that. And that is going to hold your thread in place. So, now, I will see about threading the bobbin this way. I will look into that, but when anything I've looked up on how to do it, it always had me put that stick in here and put my thread on that. But now that you got that on, the way you're going to thread this, right, and a lot of your sewing machines have arrows. So this here, when it comes to threading, you don't worry about this whatsoever. This is only for when you're threading your bobbin. So this, you're going to go here, here, go down through your, go down here, down there, up over to your needle. But we're going to go over that. But right now, my needle is not in the highest position, so I'm going to turn this towards me, never away from you, right? So I'll adjust this a little bit. My roller is here, or the turner is here, always towards myself. Now I'm going to turn it until this comes back up, right? And that is the highest position right there, just right there. So now we're going to lift you back up again, if I can. There we go. So you can see, so we're going to go around into here. We're going to go around there. Now I'm going to lower you. Now you're going to go straight down here, around this, back up. You're going to go around that. You're going to go straight down. Now here's where it's going to get a little difficult and a little tricky. And I will bring the sewing machine closer. If you look in your sewing machine right here, there's a little thick clip right here that your thread goes around. There's one there. And then, let me see if I can zoom in. Just like that. So right here, there's a clip. You go around for your for the thread. And then right down here, this right here, that's another one for the needle. So your thread's gonna go down, right? And then you're gonna go around that. And then you're gonna go back here and go around the needle. Then, let me see. Then your needle. Now, I see people do this different ways. You can either try to thread your needle by hand, or for me, my sewing machine comes with this little needle threader. And the thread goes around this piece, and then it'll go, then you turn it and get the little clip hooked through the needle, and then it'll pull the needle through, which it didn't do that this time. The needle threader is nice for me. The only thing with it is trying to get your needle into it. Now, I found that I really don't need to go around this hook to get the thread threaded. If I can get it into the needle and just get that around it, I'll thread it. Now, normally I have my sewing machine plugged in, so I can actually have light to see it to do this, but there we go. As you can see, the needle is threaded. And you pull your thread through. Now your thread is through. Now, Now here's where your bobbin comes in. Right, so on this particular sewing machine, and to put out there for you people who have the Singer Heavy Duty, the Classic and the Duty and the Heavy Duty, as far as the machine goes, they're the exact same machine. The only difference is the Heavy Duty is built for more heavy duty material. This one is not. So if you're gonna do some heavy duty material with the Classic, just be warned that it's gonna be tough. I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it'll be impossible, but it'll be tough because this isn't built to do heavy duty stuff. To do like thicker material, like denim and stuff like that. Not saying it's impossible, but now this little right here, this is where your bobbin goes. So there's this little black button here. It's a slide button. It lifts your plastic up. Now you're gonna want to have your presser foot up for this. You pull the plastic out, and right here on the plastic, it shows you how to thread your bobbin. Right? Now, if you look inside, there's this little lip right here on your bobbin. That's where your thread is going to go around and go out. So, let me get the bobbin out. Right? Actually, let me see.